The alley bastards are all dead. All of them.
Well, why don't you recap last session for the folk? Because it's been a little while since we played.
So we went on a mission to rescue the priests, I think they are, that keep the water levels down. And then we got attacked by fucking dumbass raptors that nearly killed us.
Of all things.
Then we got into the building. We climbed up the roof, got into the room, and we saw one of the old alley bashers, but we decided to not deal with them because they were stealing things. And then we went downstairs, and Tongue Eater attacked us as a were-baboon and gave both of us the curse of lycanthropy and beat the shit out of us. And now...
I forget which one of you was waking up first.
Antonio was waking up like an hour or two before me.
Okay.
Yeah, I was at -1 HP.
I'm at -2. I'll heal.
Have a con of 13.
So we'll begin with Tonatium. As Tonatium awakens to find himself bound and laying on top of a bar table. And as he is sitting there, he's hearing kind of grumblings of people who are slightly hungover and would, are not happy about things. And as you look around, you can see a great many people kind of sitting impatiently at tables, tapping their thumbs together. And then you can see all along the walls more people you don't know, covered in wounds, nailed to the walls, dead. And almost at your feet, there's this extremely large half-orc, who Tonatium will recognize because Tonatium went down the stairs first and saw Tongue Eater before Tongue Eater transformed. And Tongue Eater looks to Tonatium and goes, "We wait for both of you." Or should we start our fun now? And everyone there out in the room is going, "Yeah, let's get going."
What are you talking about?
Who are you, and how did you infiltrate my lady's organization?
So we're playing questions, huh?
I'm not playing, witch.
Did you say witch or bitch?
Witch.
Oh, okay.
Shut up, bitch. Whatever are you doing? Oh my god.
Well, first of all, I can't exactly answer you because I have no idea what you mean by this lady.
The grand lady. The beautiful lady. The most magnificent face of slaughter and terror.
I would like a name, not a description.
You'll meet Triel soon enough, I'm sure.
Who the heck is Triel?
Perhaps the witch isn't the mind of the organization. And he starts picking up Turvu, who hangs limply by the collar, shaking, and says, "Awaken, demon! Who are you?" And that will awaken Turvu.
It'll wake me up at -HP?
It'll wake you up at 1 HP.
At 1?
Yeah.
So I get bonus healing.
Yeah, but both of you are at 1.
Technically, by my Constitution, I would wake up disabled.
Both of you are at 1.
Okay.
And you are waking up being shaken by a massive half-orc. Bulging muscles, monkey skulls on a necklace. Foul breath. To the words, "Who are you, demon?"
Turu, groggily waking up, goes, I want to TM another 5 minutes, please.
As you kind of groggily wake up, behind Tongue Eater, you can see some familiar faces from your Alley Basher organization. Nathalie, Fernstein, Paldi, Chana, Bria, a couple others that you don't know. But, old friends of yours, dead and nailed to the wall.
Am I tied up?
You are. But not very well.
Oh yeah, I never put down his name properly because I forgot how complex his name was.
Whose name?
Mr. Squirrels.
Oh, that's right, Mr. Squirrel. Is Mr. Squirrel here?
Can Mr. Squirrel have a stealth roll?
Mr. Squirrel may certainly have a stealth roll.
It's a very nice stealth roll.
I just need to find Mr. Squirrel. Dragdramach. I'm assuming Dragdramach is intelligent enough not to make a ruckus. I'll put Dragdramach there on you. So yes, not only is Dragdramach here, but they are not aware that Dragdramach is here. It does not feel like they've really bothered to search you. They just kind of wrapped you up in ropes so that you aren't going to move and brought you here for questioning.
I'm going to try to slide a hand or knife out of my high person.
Could I have Dragnarok chew through my bindings?
Sure. That will automatically succeed in a moment. So Turvu will get the chance first. Make your sleight of hand check, let's say with a -2 penalty for being bound.
Does this count as concealing or no?
No.
All right.
I don't think anyone really is affected by the fact that it doesn't count as concealing.
I mean, if it was counting as concealing, it'd be a 17 and not a 10.
Well, yeah, you've got yourself a little knife. But you're still being held by this angry-looking half-orc. How did you infiltrate her organization?
If you mean this building, the roof?
Don't lie to me. We saw him. Paldi was working for you.
We came in from the second floor.
Paldi was working for you. And when we killed the traitor, the others rose up. So how did you do it? Was it just his group, or are all of the alley bashers corrupt do-gooders?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I'm trying to look up something real fast.
I want to start as stealthily as possible, cutting through my vines with the knife I just took out.
Make another stealth roll.
Stealth?
Sleight of hand.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah, you're getting those off in the full view of everyone with no one noticing. Like, this isn't even the case if he's holding you and there's no one behind you. There's people, like, staring right at your knife who are not noticing your knife because you're that good. As he snarls and says, "If you know nothing, maybe I should just nail you to the wall and assume all of them are traitors and inform my lady thus when she returns." As he picks Turvu up and starts walking and turns around and starts holding him up against the wall.
Are you sure you want to do that?
I am very sure I want to do that.
Are you sure?
Why?
It's kind of rude to be pinning people to things.
It's right. I should start with the witch. He just drops Turvu where he stands on top of the mostly empty barrels of ale, turning to grab Tonatium, who is at this point completely free of his bonds.
And the second he turns, I'm going to stab him right in the back.
Excellent. You have sneak attack.
Yeah. Do I have to roll the hit or no?
Please do.
All right. Let's see. And he takes... If that hits?
Yeah, it hits. Oh, yeah, it hits.
He takes 1d4 plus 4, and then he takes maximized sneak damage, so he takes 8. Because I'm attacking in the surprise round with a concealed weapon.
So as he turns, you slide that behind and knife down right between his back. Pull it out, and he collapses to the ground, unconscious and bleeding to death. And this is a wonderful time for initiative.
Yep. Uh-oh, I was a bit slow. I was going
I don't think you were prepared for being immediately freed by me stabbing him.
And then...
Let's see. Okay, I got an idea.
How many have I got here? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is what we call not a fair fight.
It is not a fair fight at all. There's a lot of them.
There is a lot. May I also act in surprise round?
You do get to act in surprise round. In fact, you and Turvu are just going to go at the top of the initiative order.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Which means that I didn't need to roll initiative for all these people.
Yeah, I'd like to imagine they're very confused at what just happened.
Yeah.
They saw me drop, or they saw him drop me, and then they immediately see him fall down.
Yep. So,
Well,
Tonatium, what do you do?
I'm gonna drop a black tentacles right here. 20-foot radius.
Boom. So what save are we looking at here?
It's actually a grappling check.
Okay, you're going to be making 8 of them.
Oh well, that's low.
And they are flat-footed.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So that hits. But you need to make 8 of them.
Oh,
I would
okay.
recommend using bracket notation for the other 7.
Okay. Bracket 1d20. 8 of them?
Yeah. So you can then put a space after that one, and then copy that and the
two,
space and
three,
paste
4.
7 times.
Hey.
Don't forget the spaces. Okay. So I'll drop one of those 13s because you rolled twice. That's
Whoops.
one. Because you already rolled for Hillfolk 200. So. Yes. No. So, yes. Yes. You're the no. The rest of you are... Okay.
And each of them takes a 1d6 plus 4 damage.
Okay, just roll the damage once. Unless you want to roll it 8 times.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
Okay. So, this is one of those fights where I feel the best way to represent this is just to put a red dot on people who've taken damage. But not the one who saved. Turvu.
I'm gonna take my wand out and I'm gonna cast Cure Moderate Wounds on myself.
Great idea.
18 healing, nice.
Donatium.
Well, I'm glad that's working out. Saying that, though, I noticed someone failed to get grappled. Where was it? And here it is, my good old buddy. Wand of Magic Missile to Hillfolk 139.
Pew, pew, pew.
Machine gun.
Okay. I assume Dragdramok is going to just chill.
Yep.
Okay, how much damage do they take at the start of their turn?
Same as usual. 1d6 plus 4.
Would you kindly roll that? Would you kindly roll that?
I did. I rolled 8.
Again.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
No.
also when they're turn grappled.
Okay.
So this one is not dead, so this one may actually act. It's obviously going to try and break free of the grapple. Which is a no.
Nope. I also had a CMD noted here, too.
So this guy... going to be attempting to get out of here. So I assume he has to make another save?
I think I have to make a combat maneuver roll for him.
As he...
Oh, that does not beat the CMD.
It does not. Well then, I'm pretty sure that makes him dead. We need another damage roll.
Hooray!
You know the drill. I'm only making you roll because there's a 1 in 6 chance they live.
Another one?
Yep.
Another one bites it.
Oh, and now it's time for me to make a roll. See, this is how we were hoping fights would go. But of course, he stabilizes. Turvu.
Good grow.
Alrighty
Hey.
then.
Can I have a heal while we're at it?
Donatium
Yes,
asks
I do.
for a heal. 83 dies.
And I really hope that was everyone.
Tonatium says as the writhing black tentacles of death flail around the tavern.
I don't see any of those monkeys around.
You do not see any monkeys around, but you can hear them.
Eh.
They seem to be beyond... Oh, come on. Computer, behave. Beyond this wall.
So, about that cure... Thank you.
And I'm going to do another one on myself.
Look, another one, too.
Yeah, but on you too. This one's got the one on me, and then the next one will be another one on you.
I was really expecting that to go worse for you. Oh my god. That was just... Wow.
I mean, you did get us in positions that we were actually decent at. Sneakiness and area of effect.
And I did plan this in character as Tongue Eater, who's maybe not the brightest knife in the drawer.
Nope.
Now he's a knife in his back.
Yeah, you find yourself standing in a room. A large, open, ruined tavern. There's broken tables, torn up floorboards, and wreckage everywhere.
I'm sorry, I think I got a character. I think I used one of these character portraits before.
I think you have to.
Anyway.
In particular, this one.
Yep. Poor Eno.
Poor Nathalie.
Turbo is going to silently and very solemnly start pulling the alley bashers down.
I'm guessing you recognize them?
Yeah, they were my old group. I didn't expect them to be involved.
That's a shame. I say as I also attempted to help pull them down.
It's pretty clear that they died in battle and were nailed up afterwards.
At least they went down fighting. And then Turbo will search Tongue Eater's pockets.
Well, what do you find in Tongue Eater's pockets?
Tongues.
No. He's wearing a suit of masterwork studded leather pants. He has a beautiful masterwork falchion. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 potions. A small sort of like fanny pack. A keyring. And a strange sort of holy symbol carved out of silver.
Turbo will take the keys and give the potions to Tonatium.
Which one? Oh, the potion.
All.
I will knowledge religion, the unholy symbol.
Okay. I want to get you an image of it before I do that check. I'm trying to figure it out. Okay. Come on. Computer, behave. It's a small silver disc. And I'm going to drop it here for you before I put it in the chat so that people on the internet can see.
Huh.
It's a silver disc. There's a triangle within it. And along that triangle are 3 separate, smaller engravings. I will need you to make 4 knowledge religion checks.
All right. 1.
The first of the holy symbols you recognize as the holy symbol of... I don't want to get this wrong. Give me one moment. Of Erithnul, god of slaughter. It's a rotting hand holding... Oh, that's not correct. It's a sort of enraged, murderous face.
The second one.
The second one you recognize as the holy symbol of Vecna, god of secrets. An evil god who legend has it was mortal before his rising, and then undead, and then a god.
And I guess this is number 3.
The third and final holy symbol, a fist holding 2 rods, is the symbol of Hextor, god of tyrants. And one thing you are fairly swiftly struck by is the fact that these 3 gods represent, in the reverse order of how I taught you, the lawful aspect of evil as tyranny, the neutral aspect of evil as pure self-interest, and the chaotic aspect of evil as pure destruction. And those are mutually incompatible. In fact, absurd to keep on one holy symbol. You have one more to check to make.
Why would a person be holding all 3?
Well, you actually made this check.
Oh wow, I almost rolled math.
Yeah. To find the sideboard for this. So, where is it? That's the one thing about this book one thing I really dislike about this book is it doesn't have the good sidebars that more modern books have. So you kind of have to dig through text to find this information. So it'll take me just one moment.
In my notes, I put down law, self-interest, and destruction. I typoed destruction.
So, you have heard a harebrained theory that good only triumphs over evil because evil is divided against itself. And you've heard that there are people out there who think that perhaps through the focused worship of mortals, these three deities, which represent sort of the three aspects of evil divided against themselves, may possibly be merged together into a single overarching deity so powerful that none could stand against it, and that evil would come to dominate the multiverse. But you've never heard any credible ideas that such people exist. But you think you may be holding the holy symbol of one of them.
Well, that's concerning. If that guy's claim was true.
So you're saying we went to rescue some people and got involved in a crazy cult?
Must be Monday.
Actually, according to my notes, it's Thursday.
Yeah.
I haven't been keeping track of that sort of thing. That doesn't matter yet.
They're going to use Detect Magic.
So, magic.
Mhm.
The potions and the little fanny pack are all magic.
Oh, potions. That's right. I gotta check.
And the fanny pack now.
Fanny pack, I guess.
That's a handy haversack.
What exactly is that?
It's like a bag of holding, but tiny.
Yes. It can hold as much as 2 cubic feet in volume or 20 pounds of weight. In its first pouch, it has 2 side pouches and a main pouch. The side pouches can be filled with up to 2 cubic feet of volume or 20 pounds of weight. The central portion up to 8 cubic feet or 80 pounds of weight. And no matter how full it is, it always weighs exactly 5 pounds.
It's a very handy little bag.
Furthermore, whenever you reach into such a haversack, what you want is always on top. Meaning you can retrieve items from it as a move action that does not provoke attacks of opportunity.
All right then. Well, I guess I'll start figuring out the potions then.
The first 4 potions all have a mild necromancy effect.
Potions with necromancy effect.
They are all potions of cure light wounds. Undrunk because the GM forgot that he had them.
He probably forgot he had them.
He just wanted to see if he could win. He needed them for later. So that's 4 then.
Yeah.
All right. What about the next one?
The next one has a transmutation effect.
All right.
This is a potion of jump.
Ooh.
And the last one?
Oh, there's more than just one to go.
Oh.
The next has a bit of illusion magic, I do believe. I will double check. Don't want to lie to you. Yes, illusion. Glamour in particular. It's a potion of blur.
Ooh.
That would have made our lives harder if you used that earlier.
Yes, it would have.
Alright, on to the next one.
This next one is again transmutation. This is a potion of magic fang.
That also would have made our life hell if he had drinking that. Imagine his bite doing more damage.
And there's one more.
One more.
A potion of enlarge person.
That would also make our life hell.
Yeah, fortunately he went into his barbarian rage right away.
Yeah. Imagine him being blurred with magic fang and enlarged.
And then enraged.
I would have been dead.
Both of us would have been dead.
And then we just spend the rest of our unlife being a wall decoration.
Oh, that's a good question. What's in the haversack?
Oh, I thought that's where the potions came from, but...
No.
might as well check.
It looks like the main central pack had been full of 4 sets of rope, but there's only 2 sets of rope inside it presently.
Well, we just cut through the other 2, I'm guessing.
Yep.
Anything else in the other pouches?
They are currently empty. One of them has some crumbs in it. The other one has what looks like blood stains.
Yeah.
Well.
Well, I think I waste more time than I necessarily have to searching through everyone else's bodies. What do you think, Tarvu?
I'd just say if we use type magic and anything.
I'm sorry. He would have loaded all the loot in there. So that bag is actually very full.
Huh? I could have swore I heard something jingle in this bag. Let's try opening it again.
It's full of silverware.
Good thing it's not full of tongues.
A praise to...
And a head.
Ew. A praise to silverware.
There's about 1,000 gold pieces of silverware in there.
Dang.
Silverware.
And now that you're looking, you can see a number of other bags that are kind of bulging, piled underneath the bar.
Is there more silverware?
It's more silverware.
Jesus Christ, why does this place have so much silverware?
And paintings. And wine. And fine clothing. And fabric. And copper and silver and gold and platinum. And one of the bags is full of bones.
Yeah.
Broken and smashed. Of at least a few dozen people.
I hope who we're trying to rescue is okay.
Hey, Donatium, you're looking at that head, right?
Not particularly.
Would you make a knowledge local check? You recognize that head. That's the head of Sarsum, the high priest of the Temple of St. Cuthbert, who you are here to rescue.
Ah, fucking hell.
That being said, our most important objective is those rods, right?
Yep. For your record, in total, not counting the bones down there, you found the following. That.
Jesus.
That's including what's inside of the haversack. For a total of 120 pounds of loot.
Well, that's a good thing we have your floating disc thing.
Yeah, that thing is like 500 pounds of. Yeah.
How long does it last?
It lasts 1 per hour, so it can last 5 hours.
Okay, you're about a 7-hour trek from.
Oh wait, I'm a level 7, so it's a level 6. So it's 6 hours.
Okay, it will almost get all the way back to Cauldron.
Oh wait, it's a wand. I made it level 5. So yeah, 5 hours, but I can cast another one to make sure it doesn't.
Yep. So you will be able to transport this loot back to town.
Okay, but that's the question. Where the heck are the wands?
Well, we'll probably have to look for the rods.
Did you detect magic again, all the loot to see if we missed the wands?
You would have detected them.
Uh,
You know enough to know that if they were here, they would have been the first things you detected. And they would have probably knocked your spell out. Because rods of control water are quite powerful magic items.
Looks like we're gonna have to search the whole bar for them.
Ugh.
And that also means we gotta deal with them. But
The
first,
monkeys seem to be back here. Behind this door.
but first, we gotta gather up all this treasure.
It looks like the treasure's actually already been gathered and sorted into bags for these survivors to carry back.
I guess I could just put them all on the disc.
Yeah, when you're ready to head out, that's a thing you can do.
Alright then. So let me just put that note somewhere. Let's see. This is definitely something that's going to the treasury when we're...
You're not going to try and find the rightful owners?
As far as I'm concerned, they're all dead.
Or their next of kin?
Maybe they might be dead too.
I actually do have a spell that could locate their next of kin, that's right, but I don't have it ready. Actually, did that spell burn when the book was set on fire? No, it did not. Oh, actually, I do have this certain next of kin ready.
Do it later. Or never. Just take it.
No, we need to... Aren't half of these people your old buddies? What if the treasure belonged to them?
Well, if they belong to them, they probably don't have a next of kin. You remember, they were all thieves.
You know what? We need to focus on the one. We're getting sidetracked here. Guess we gotta look for him, huh?
Yep.
I have to face those apes again.
No, monkeys weren't the problem.
I hate monkeys.
So this right here is a curtain, just in case you couldn't tell.
Oh, okay. I'll delve to peek behind the curtain.
There's a hallway with doors. And what was once a very nice dining room over here, all smashed. This rug isn't there anymore. It's rolled up in your treasure.
This is my stealth roll.
Right?
I'm going to stealth as well.
You, Tonatium, can hear the baboons on the other side of the wall. Some of them are smacking it as if they can hear that you're walking there.
And then I'm going to conceal one of my star knives in my hands, just in case.
So there's a door there, and there's a door up there. And there's a door here.
They're not smart enough to open doors, are they? I'll open the door to my left.
You see a storeroom that is full of bits of water. There's old soapy water that's kind of started to go bad, half-cleaned laundry lying around.
Oh, I think I grabbed it by accident.
You grabbed the baboon.
Well, I guess it can open doors. Please roll initiative.
I hope it doesn't notice me.
This is to see if it noticed Turvu.
Yep.
So let's just say this baboon was in this room.
Okay.
It looks like it's Tonatium first. Or Turvu first.
Oh.
As Tonatium stumbles backwards, shrieking with a baboon in his face.
I do not think it noticed my knife.
No.
So does that count as a sneak attack?
Yes.
Sweet.
I think this counts as a very dead monkey.
I think it does too. Depending on how much I roll with the damage.
Yep.
So I take 16 damage.
It's not dead.
Huh?
I thought it would be. Tonatium. Big, scary monkey.
Blast it! On a magic missiles!
That will deal them 1 damage.
Keep you.
The monkey explodes, showering Turvu in bits of baboon.
Yeah.
Sorry, I panicked.
I panicked.
Also, before I forget, I want to give you XP for that last fight.
Oh yeah, that would be nice.
I'll throw this baboon in. $2,700.
Nice.
But you're not going to video game level. I'm sorry, you're going to have to go back to town if you want the benefit of that slaughter.
It's okay. I don't think we're that close to leveling up yet anyway.
I think it's like 3. I think it's 35k.
You're getting up to those high levels of XP.
We're almost level 8, so this would be our second ability score increase.
Yeah. So yeah, you detect no magic.
Anyway, what's in here again? Laundry?
Yeah, it's a laundry room.
Hmm.
I'm gonna peek into this door up here. With the tippy top.
Why, this looks like kind of a food preparation room where, like, they would lay out dishes that are ready to be picked up by waiters. You can see a fireplace, 2 doors. This door up here is made of iron with a lock. But that door is also completely battered down. And the room beyond it has 5 large iron safes hanging on the wall that have each been pried open, their doors ripped off, and are laying empty.
Well, that's where the treasure came from, probably.
I knew the ones are valuable, but isn't that a bit much for them?
Hey, it's a room you recognize.
Lucky Monkey have 8 wands. Tavern's been attacked. Bandits led by barbaric 8-men. Mortally wounded. Retreat to basement. They know we're here. Send assistance.
This is that kitchen. You can see the scars of your battle, the burns and the blood stains. You can see the stairway over here that you went up, and you can see a door at the base of it.
Ooh.
That door is locked.
It's a good thing I have keys.
And barricaded.
And barricaded. Barricaded from our side or barricaded from the downside?
Barricaded from downstairs.
We can unlock it, but we can't unbarricade it.
Hey, yes, I can. Step out of the way.
Oh, hold on. Before you get crazy, Kirby's gonna call down from the door.
You hear no response.
Yeah, okay, blast away.
Acid splash through the door crack.
It takes a little while, but eventually you manage to burn your way through the stone bench wedged up on the other side. There's no map for this section. What you see next is, well, not great. You see a bloodbath. On the other side, down the flight of stairs, you can see the magical lamp still lit, hovering in the sky. Below it is a body. Headless, adorned in blood-splattered silver and gold armor, still clutching a mighty mace in its bloody hand. Around the body, you see three. Well, Tonatium sees 5 of these thugs, all lying dead and disabled. Turvu recognizes 2 of them, Arn and Tildwin. In addition, lying unconscious on the floor is a dark-skinned elf with white hair. None are moving.
So the one guy's dead. There's 5 bodies. Are they dead too?
There are 7 bodies. All of them seem to be covered in blood and wounds. One of them is missing a head.
Oy.
The one that's missing the head is extremely well armored.
Both the people I know dead.
You can't tell for sure from this position.
And I'm moving closer to get a...
It'll require heal checks to be 100% sure.
I'm kind of bad at heal checks. How are you on heal checks?
Not good. I'm no doctor.
If you have at least a 1, I can make you better than me, so...
I'm not really specialized in this. If you ask me, I'd probably just say cancer.
Are you saying you have 0?
Yes.
Okay. What I'm saying is if you need to get down there and touch them and check for their, pulse.
I'll do that.
Okay. So the 2 people you know and the 3 other kind of thuggish people are all certainly dead. And for a moment you think that the dark-skinned elf woman is dead as well. But then you feel her pulse. Extremely weak. She is unconscious.
I'm going to use a spell slot to cast Cure Light Wounds on her.
All right. That's enough. So, as you do, she opens her eyes with a panic and a sharp breath, looking up to you with solid jet red eyes. And by solid, I mean no pupils, no irises, no whites, just red. And as she pants and looks at you, she looks over and goes, "Sarsen, no!" And scrambles immediately to the headless man. What have you done?
Nothing but retrieved his head from the main room.
We dealt with that orc.
Who are you?
I guess you could say we're supposed to be his backup. My name is Tonatium.
My name is Turvu.
I need to get in touch with Merthin. This is very bad.
So, what exactly happened here?
Sarsen arrived with supplies that needed safeguarding in the safes. And I know him. I've met him before in my travels, and after storing them, he came and sat down with me for a drink. When they came, there were dozens and dozens of them, thugs, led by those 3 monsters and their baboon lieutenant. And the undead.
Undead?
3 monsters? I have a feeling we might have skipped a few, Turvu.
No, I don't think so. They were led by a red-haired woman, very heavily scarred, swaggering, black-armored, an unholy symbol of Hextor emblazoned on her chest.
Doesn't sound like anyone we know.
And then there was the gnome who coordinated things, put up walls of force and fire, bearing a holy symbol of Vecna. And the undead that came through were led by this massive, rotting gnoll who bore the holy symbol of Erythnol. We tried to fight, but they slaughtered the guests. And Sarsen insisted we had to get into security, regroup, and ran down to the basement.
Your barricade was pretty secured. What happened to him after that?
No, you don't understand. It wasn't. We couldn't get the door barricaded. They came down. The woman, she tore his head off and smacked me upside the head with it.
Hey.
I lost consciousness there. Sarsen managed to kill all of them. When I came to, I could hear them upstairs looting. I took all my effort to push the bench up to barricade myself down here. And then I took Sarsen's wand and I sent a message.
Oh.
To his temple.
I see, so he was dead to begin with.
He was carrying the rods. Please tell me they didn't get the rods.
They would have happened to have been stored into like 4 metal safes, right?
Yes.
They were pried open when we found them.
Oh no. I heard, before I lost consciousness, I heard the ape man complaining that he had to oversee the last bits of treasure gathering after they'd taken the good stuff back to the base. I need to get in touch with Merthian. Merthian has to know.
Oh, you're right. Can you even stand?
I will be. And you can see that she's casting Cure Light Wounds upon herself before she stands. And as she does, you can see a little holy symbol of Flachlargan fall from the folds of her clothes.
Trying to remember which one that was at.
That's the god of travelers. You remember those two elves who were convinced that Turvu is the end of the world?
Oh.
They worship. They're followers of him. And you seem to recall that they both mentioned needing to report to Merthin.
Merthin. Huh.
I'm afraid I've been impolite, she says. Shenshin Tesseril. I am a monk in service of the Striders of Farlarkin. Wandering, protecting travelers.
We met 2 more of them in the city.
Yes. My mentor, Merthin, took a couple of his younger charges to Cauldron. Something about a prophecy.
I believe we already met 2 of them.
In any case, we should probably get out of this place.
I agree.
Lest the baboons figure out more doors to open.
And we should probably try to take Sarsum's remains.
Forgive me for this being a bit undignified, as I say as I cast my wand of floating disc.
She helps you get him on top of it.
We came here as mounts, but they got slaughtered on the way here.
Then we're going to have a good solid day's march ahead of us.
I'm afraid so.
Well, let's be off.
Oh yeah, that was a question of all the loot in the bar as well.
She just looks at you like it's none of her business.
Well, she doesn't have a problem with it. As I start stacking the rest of the treasure.
As you start stacking treasure on, she starts leaning over and kind of brushing treasure over Sarson's remains before taking kind of a few large bits of cloth and draping them over everything.
That would be a good idea. We don't want to enter the city with his body just laying up for everyone to see.
That's correct. Perhaps we could use the old smuggler's tunnels.
Smuggler's tunnel?
Yes, there's a smuggler's tunnel. It comes out at the base of the mountain and then goes up to the basement of, I think it's a bathhouse.
About that. That was closed off about a month ago.
Oh dear. Then we are going to have to talk to the guards.
Yeah, I was more thinking the common city folk shouldn't see his body. If we have to talk to a guard, we have to talk to some guards.
Well, we have a bit of a march ahead of us.
Wonder how bad it is at Cauldron right now.
You each get another 800 XP. For rescuing Shensen.
So 400 each?
No, each of you gets 800.
Oh, nice.
So we're at 2870.
And
I did look it up.
As you're walking back to town, do you pay any attention to Shensen?
Yes.
So the first thing that you notice, most obvious thing, is once she calms down a little and you get a little bit of a way along, she starts just singing. Marching along, singing travel songs.
Trevor will join in.
The second thing you notice is that the local wildlife seems to sing along.
She also a bard?
And on a few occasions, there's overgrown bushes on the path that you and Turvu have trouble getting through, and she just walks through without problem. Before turning and going, oh.
How are you managing that?
I follow the Longstrider. And they know me. They're my friends, she says, patting the undergrowth, and you find yourself able to walk through the undergrowth. That time, at least.
That time.
Every time you run into undergrowth, she seems to have to stop and do it again.
I like to imagine like the situation. So Tonatium can't understand the animals, but I can because I can speak with animals at will. So the animals are singing perfectly fine to me, but like to Tonatium, they're making like noises.
No, they are singing along.
Oh, they're singing like out loud.
So like it's like bird noises, but the bird noises are in pitch and tune with the song.
Hmm.
Almost
Yeah,
like
think
a
of it
Disney
like a
princess.
classic Disney song number.
Yeah. Only these aren't those sorts of songs. These are like country roads, take me home type songs.
Oh, no.
As Toby joins in.
Yeah. Like, here we go, wandering along from shore to shore. You know, she's not singing beautiful songs. She's singing marching songs. Travel songs.
Nature and I never mixed. Tonatium thinks to himself.
And as she walks, she asks you questions like what relation you have with the Church of St. Cuthbert, why they would have sent you.
Well, we took a few jobs from them from time to time. Also ask a few favors in return.
Ah, she says.
We're not followers of the faith, but we do get jobs to help them out sometimes.
Ah, she says, and how do you know Felian and Fano?
We helped with the kidnapped kids, and they showed up.
Ah. I seem to remember Merthian saying that there were signs that the children were involved in this prophecy. I don't have much of a head for prophecy. I prefer the road and nature and helping travelers.
That's to everyone. He's like, yeah, I think the prophecy is bullshit.
I don't know what to believe at this point.
Well, I believe that for a man of your tribe, you're awfully bad with nature.
My mother said the same thing. Said I didn't have the gift.
Ah.
Earliest childhood memory was being chased by a tiger cub.
Well. Tigers are beautiful, aren't they?
Yeah, they're just nice big kittens.
It was you that only acted that way around my mother. Starts growling whenever I get too close.
It's good that you had a mother that cared for you, she says. Will I be able to meet her when we get to town?
She's been dead for about a year now.
Well, that's so unfortunate. Was it an illness?
Well, if you call being associated with some enemies of the church as an enemies of the state as an illness, then yes.
Oh. I see. Well. Don't worry. I'm not a citizen of any city. Look, we're almost there, she says, as you can see the wall of Cauldron and the line of people coming in paying the gate tax.
Hmm.
And the great big announcement that I forgot to pull up because I kind of expected that fight to run longer.
Sorry, just looked like there was a big announcement. I just thought this one video and oh no.
You troublemakers. What am I supposed to do with you?
Gosh, just look at us and fucking dominating a bunch of people.
Yeah, making me have to look things up.
It's as if Antonio has that black tentacles, and I still have a full necklace of fireball.
I have considering setting it off during that fight.
What, the necklace of fireball?
Yep.
On me?
Eh, I'm sure you'll survive.
No!
So, Tonatium may remember a little conversation that he had with Lord Vilantru.
I think so. I'm not sure which one.
And it'll certainly come back to his memory when he sees the large notice.
Is that one with raising taxes? Or is that one with the militia?
I think it's just as sure about the Dark Angel and New Collector. Surely we who care for the weighty concerns of them appreciate the opportunity to convey. At last it falls upon me that stuff to garner and treasure that compete to spend, since we are vastly outnumbered by so we must compensate by being more vastly invent novel ways to gather it. What are the new taxes for this move? 2. A market tax that assessed to every adult and every beast. All town on the monthly market day, a copper each. There's the alien tax, resident aliens who are silver for each adult. The non-resident aliens pay twice that. Diplomatic personnel are exempt from such taxation, of course. A strong sword, full money bag. These make it the king. Correctly, Terry Lord Chancellor, the serving Lord Mayor 7. Quote. Okay, I don't remember this part.
You don't remember? You don't remember proposing a market tax and residence tax on aliens during that?
Nope. Well, not exactly on aliens.
I laughed when you mentioned it because you mentioned exactly what was written in this. These are Tonatium's ideas.
Whoopsies?
Which means it's going to cost you 6 copper to get in on this market day.
Fine. Take my purse out and pay the tax.
And as you're taking the purse out, the guard says, "You've got a lot there in that." He kind of looks for a word for a moment as he's looking at this floating disc of magic. Cart. We may need to take a look through customs.
You think that we're licensed adventurers?
Aye, but I need to make sure there isn't anything dangerous. Let's get that cloth off, take a look.
We're for lunch. We work for Vilantru.
He stops and looks at you for a moment. Would you make an intimidate check for me?
Intimidate? I was thinking more of diplomacy, but
You just name dropped a noble. You just did the "we work for so and so" thing.
okay.
The guard stops and looks at the other guards and says, "Of course. We wouldn't want to delay any shipments to Lord Vilantru."
Of course.
Carry on, carry on.
Thank you.
And the woman, and Svensson walking alongside you goes, "You didn't mention you worked for one of the noblemen."
Sort of true. I worked at tutoring him in magic.
That just never came up.
So you lied to the town guards.
I wouldn't call it lying.
It's just stretching the truth.
Darling, that's what a lie is. And it was clever. Thank you for escorting me thus far. You'll want to take that body back to the Temple of St. Cuthbert. I need to get in touch with Merthian. And if you haven't met him yet, which it sounds like you haven't, then you can't know where I've gone. Terribly sorry, she says, as she runs and proceeds to kind of... So, you remember Cauldron. It's got the layers. She kind of runs across the roof of a nearby house and just slides down it. It slides down its front, gripping it by her fingertips before hitting the ground and running into the crowd and being lost completely.
She's energetic for someone who just got beaten up.
Wait, so we still have the body, right?
You got the body and all the treasure.
Take the body to Jenya.
Not sure what to do with this pile, though. Should we, we should get the pile to the church and figure out what to do from there.
Okay. So as you approach the church, a couple of servants who are standing in front of you, in front of the door, immediately open it and gesture you two inside, while a third runs to the back, shouting, Jenya! Jenya! They've returned! It is, of course, still raining.
So we're speaking to Jenny in private again, right?
They bring you into the back where Jenya is, yes. And she actually kind of meets you out in the common area by the altar and goes, "Wonderful, you're back. Where's Sarsen?"
We got good news, we got bad news, and we got even worse news. So which one would you like to hear first?
What's the good news?
Well, we took care of most of the bandits, and we found it.
Found it?
Found him.
Where is he?
That would be the bad news. As I start shoving away some of the treasure to reveal the blanket covering him.
Oh no. Please tell me that you have the rods in that pile.
That's the worst news.
You can see her almost collapse on the ground in front of the altar. Oh no.
It seems that they looted and made off. It seems that the bandits had made off with most of the loot at the base, to their base, from what we've been told. It turns out he was dead before we even got the message. A third party was sent it.
She stops for a moment before standing up and looking at you much more firmly than she has before. First of all, I have to make an unfortunate request for propriety's sake. Address me as High Priestess.
What is it you request, High Priestess Eureka's?
Thank you. Because now I am. Did they take his mace?
Got it right here.
She takes it, frowns, and buckles it at her belt. This is not his property. It's the property of the church. It's the badge of my office.
As for the rest of the loot?
It's yours. You've brought his body. I'll have the apprentices strip his armor and valuables and send them to you as gratitude for returning it. But we still have a problem.
We definitely do. How far has Cauldron flooded since then?
Not terribly far, fortunately. It gets into the stilt houses at the lower level at high tide. But there are many drains. It will be a few days, maybe even a week or two before we get flooding on the lower levels at least. Not enough time to commission new ones.
So we're gonna have to look for them again. Fortunately, we lost the horses on the way to the tavern in the first place. Oh man, that reminds me. That means we gotta pay the full. You have to pay collateral for that, huh?
Well, it looks like you'll be able to afford it. Do you have any information about who did this?
Well, one of their officers had this, as I showed them the unholy symbol.
She looks at it and she says, "This is 3 holy symbols. Why would they have Vecna, Hextor, and Erythnol?" She goes,
Not sure.
The Ebon Triad isn't real, is it?
We'll certainly hope not.
I don't know of any cultists of these deities in town. And we are vigilant, at the very least, for cultists of Hextor. He is St. Cuthbert's most hated enemy.
Considering the attack, it might have been that they were simply operating outside of the city.
Do you have any prisoners?
None.
Any survivors?
No.
No survivors at all?
I do have that.
There might be... how useful would a live animal be?
Turvu, what are you trying to say?
I said we do have the one woman we just rescued.
That's right, we did bring some... I guess you could say she was the one who sent the message in the first place.
So Sarsen was dead when we received the message?
Yes.
Did she tell you anything? Give you any information?
Information.
There was the information about the people, like the undead guy. And then the woman with the red hair. No, there's a gnome, there's an undead, and then there's the woman with the red hair and the unholy symbol on her chest.
As you're running through her description again, Turvu and Tonitium may make knowledge local checks.
I don't have those local.
I have it. Mind giving me that bonus if you can?
Oh, yeah. I'll do a performance to give you a +2.
As you're running through this, Tonatium, you suddenly realize this description matches a woman you've seen in town before. Occasionally, back at your old shop. She would buy fine silks. She was a beautiful woman, red hair. Her face didn't have scars, it had facial tattoos that from a distance looked like scars. She was a guard, if you recall. Triel Elderist. This was back when you were first opening your shop. She would come in on occasion, and you later learned that she'd been buying silk from you to make into rope, to strangle her fellow guards. She was caught and murdered her way out of the courtroom, and has not been seen since.
That's not very assuring at all. Ugh.
You're scaling on that boy.
Let's see. Bitten by a were-baboon, nearly turned into a vampire, imprisoned by orcs.
Trevor's gonna perk up. Oh yeah, I forgot. We got bitten by a were-baboon.
Jinya looks at you in horror. We'll need to prepare to remove those curses as soon as possible.
Give me a day. I actually have the spell in my book.
She goes, "Oh, excellent. Well, I also have it, so if I can prepare it tomorrow and you can prepare it, and we can then have this dealt with."
Yes.
Yeah, I don't want to become some smelly monkey.
So you recognize the description of the woman. But that doesn't get us any closer to... doesn't get us any closer to a solution.
Does she have a relative?
I don't believe so.
Well, considering they said they were going to carry the loot back to their base, it could be that they are working close by the tavern. That would probably take too long to search.
Or they could be working far away. I don't know how far they ranged. She's a cleric of Hextor. There's the very real possibility that this was not a bandit raid, but a dedicated attack against the temple. She she has this look on her face like, I should have thought of this earlier. And she makes a hand signal you haven't seen before above her head, and all of the acolytes kind of head out of the room for a moment. But this isn't a leave me alone signal, you don't think. You'll need to find this base as soon as possible. Let me know if there's anything I can do for you. Any magic I can cast that you don't have access to. Any introductions you need me to make.
Can you... ever since my encounter with the vampire, I've been feeling a bit weaker than usual.
Unfortunately, I'm not powerful enough to cast a restoration spell. Sarsen We had discussed this earlier. Sarson was the one with that power. I can provide introductions to other temples, cast some relatively low-level divination spells, maybe speak with dead.
We could use that.
I didn't think of that until just now. And as she's
Give
saying
us-
this, some of the acolytes are beginning to return, and they're not wearing their robes. They're wearing plate armor.
What's with all the armor?
Until we know for sure one way or another, we're going to be treating this as an assault upon the Temple of St. Cuthbert. The acolytes will be going armed and armored, as I shall be when we're done.
Would you like us to go back to the tavern with you?
What's at the tavern?
We haven't searched everywhere, but I believe there are still a handful of baboons.
I don't care about a baboon.
Lots of dead bodies. Some of citizens, some of the bandits. One of them being an orc that was also a baboon, who seemed to have been in charge of gathering the rest of the loot.
In charge. That's the important words. I'll send a squad of acolytes down. Make touch with the town guard. We should be able to organize getting the remains up here. The acolytes will go bring us back this half-orc. Is his body intact? Perhaps we may be able to interrogate his corpse.
What about his? Turtle will point to Sarson corpse.
Yes. That might be a possibility. She walks over, takes his head, and lays it upon the altar. And begins to chant a ritual. It takes her about 10 minutes to cast the spell. And as it does, the eyes open and the mouth goes limp and goes... And she says, "You will have 10 questions you may ask him."
Ten questions.
The spell will only last for an hour.
Do you know who did this to you?
The baboon man. And the hex store wench.
Do you know where they came from?
No.
Were the ones really in the safe at the time of the attack?
I kept them on me. I hoped they would take the safes and leave. That Hextor wench was so enraged. But she found them. She took them. And then as punishment, she had him cut off my head.
Do you have ideas what they're planning to do with him?
Nothing good. I heard her mention a smoking eye.
Smoking eye. If this has to do with wands, then perhaps this has to do with magic? Spellcraft?
Turvu, do you recall where you've heard the smoking eye before?
Is it in my dreams, or say smoking eye?
Like what you're doing right now?
Possibly a couple of elves.
Something to do with elves.
And a
Oh, I
prophecy.
get the two guys. Yeah, it's the prophecy of the two guys.
Yeah.
And my eyes are currently smoking, yes.
Yeah, and when he mentions the smoking eye, Jenya looks at you and has a little bit of a concerned look on her face.
So she found the wand.
She took all 8 of them.
Do you know where she might be located?
I do not. She told the baboon man, as I lay dying, that she would be back in 2 days' time.
High Priestess Yurikas, how long has it been since we got the message?
She looks at you. 2 days.
We'll need to hurry back. Your men might be in danger.
My men haven't left yet.
Oh.
She looks at two of the acolytes and says, "You two go. Be wary. Be quiet. If you see the Hextor wench, flee. Do not fight. Follow if you can." They salute, and they head off, surprisingly quiet in their plate armor.
Well trained.
Got to learn.
She grimaces. If only Tercival were here.
Who's Tercival?
Where did Tercival go?
You've met Tercival. He's the paladin
Yeah.
from the party.
Yeah, it's the guy who was at the dance.
Yeah.
Oh.
She looks at you and she says, "He's gone off to handle some demons that have wandered out of the demon scar."
Uh,
Do you have any more questions for Sarson?
none that I can think of.
I shall lay him to rest.
What about the symbol?
I thought of one.
Does he know about anything about the symbol?
He looks at it and says, "The baboon bore the symbol, and the Hextor wench's companions. The knoll of secrets the Gnome of Secrets, and the Knoll of Slaughter, the Liar Knoll. I saw his second holy symbol.
What was
Arithnual is fake. He serves death. Nerul. So you'll recall the Temple of Ouijas includes the goddess of kind of regular, ordinary death, as well as undeath and necromancy and magic.
Mm-hmm.
Nerul is the god of death.
like deader than dead death?
Like murder, slaughter, genocide, plague, the complete annihilation of the soul. Ouijas is not a major god. She's fairly popularly worshipped because she sort of shepherds the dead onward. But Nerul is death. And Nerul seeks nothing but the complete annihilation of all life, mortal and immortal. And it is said that at the end of days, Nerul will stand upon the pile of corpses of every living and unliving thing, the only thing still living in the multiverse, and then take his own life.
Jeez, that's dark.
Yeah. Needless to say, very few clerics follow this god. Is said to be one of the oldest of all the gods.
If they were planning on taking those wands, you don't think they did it just to intentionally let it flood?
Jenya furrows her brow and says, "There's a great deal of magic in the rods." I'm sorry for interrupting you.
I think we're going to think for a second. It seems that whatever they're planning with the rods haven't really linked with that prophecy.
How would rods that just control the water level have to do with the prophecy?
Turvu, you know that these are very powerful magical items.
You think they could be trying to use them to awaken the thing that's going to destroy Cauldron, aren't they?
Yeah, their purpose is very weak, but it's said that very skilled wizards may be able to repurpose magical items for their pure magical power.
Mm-hmm.
That would take an archsage or something like that to accomplish such a feat, though. Or perhaps something inhuman. Can I roll a knowledge arcana for how such a creature would be capable of doing such thing?
Sure.
Whoops, that's supposed to be an 11, so a plus 11. I mean,
Okay, so 12. You know it can be done. You know sages and archmages can do it. You know some powerful mystical beings can do it. Gods certainly can do it. Some angels, some demons.
oh god, I hope it's not a demon. Probably a demon, is it?
I'm trying to remember what Turbo had been seeing in his dreams. Was it an angel or a demon that he was in his dreams?
I don't know. Was it an angel or a demon? I've been reading the dreams too. I haven't been interpreting them for you. And I'm not going to start now.
What about the M? The big red M thing?
There was a red M.
What does that mean?
Could say it mean Moloch, Marduk, Morgoth, Merathiel, Marathun, Mavu. Any number of things. I don't know. Do you know of anyone whose name starts with an M?
One of those evil gods they worship start with an M?
What was that? What was that name they keep saying? Maraluz? Maraluz? I don't know. The one with the elves.
Marathon?
Marathon?
Marathon is one name. Yeah. It certainly does start with an M.
Yeah, let's take a look at my notes. Eretzel, Vecna, Nerul, Hextor. No. I'm drawing blanks here.
Maybe we should try to find those two guys again. See if they found anything out or know anything.
Certainly. How would you like to try to find them?
I think I have a note. Well, first we should probably drop the treasure off somewhere at home.
Certainly. Maybe take a rest.
I'm kind of thinking you want us to take a rest for a very specific reason.
What reason might that be?
Me dreaming?
Really? Think it might be that?
There's also the fact that the crazy... Dang it, what was her name again? I just realized I think her name started with an M.
Who?
The red-haired lady. What was her name again?
Trio.
Okay, no. What was who I was thinking? Okay. Start. But
The red.
in 2 days, she said she was going to come back, so she's going to come back to the tavern, which means
She should
if
be
we
in the
go there
tavern
now-
now.
The red M was part of Trevor's dream, right?
Yes.
And Trevor hasn't said any of his dreams to Tatian. Because he is scared about what might happen if he admits the dreams.
Yeah, currently just been like spectating on my own thing.
Yeah. Yeah, probably should go and rest.
I don't know how we can. I think we can find the. I think I put down notes on how we can find the 2 elves.
Okay.
So,
Do you want to go find them?
let's go to the drunken Morkov.
When you get there, you do in fact see the 2 elves.
No, where's the dwarf?
The dwarf? What?
It's actually the
Was there a
tavern.
dwarf?
I'm sorry?
Was there a dwarf named Tyro Emberhelm?
There is not presently. You walk into the tavern and you immediately see the 2 elves sitting there at the table.
Hmm.
And they look up and say, "You aren't even hiding it anymore."
Didn't expect to see them here. My notes.
Mal had to leave the second they addressed him.
No.
I'm back. What's up?
Hey, so right when you had to leave, they said, "Oh, you're not even hiding it anymore."
Hiding what?
Oh yeah, the fact that your mask. You don't have a mask anymore. The first time they saw you, you had the mask.
Yeah, my mask burnt up.
And then there was the masquerade.
Guess you haven't seen me without my mask on.
Yes, well, what do you want? The fool trusts you. I don't. I see those eyes.
I'm guessing she brought you up to speed. Or what happened at the tavern.
She's telling what needs to be told, and we will be told what we need to know. What do we need to do for you?
Just thought we would ask if you know anything about what they might be planning with the rod, and more, or if you found anything more about that prophecy.
Felion seems about to speak, and Fario says, "No, we will not speak to you about the prophecy. The rods are of a concern. They weren't recovered?"
No, they were not. It seems that they were taken as soon as the main group left.
He looks over, says, "Felion, find what you can find." And Felion stands up and leaves, kind of looking apologetically at Turvu as he does. "We've been keeping an eye on you. We know where you are," Fario says. "When we have information, we'll bring it to you."
Would you rather me sit out when you burn this information? You don't seem to trust me anymore.
You fit the description of the prophesied bringer of the end of days.
Look, I know Trevor's come from a questionable background, but haven't we all?
It's not that. There's a prophecy of the beast with smoking eyes rising up in the volcano of the south to bring about the end of all. Here we stand in the volcano to the south, and there's a beast with smoking eyes.
Beast seems like kind of a harsh term.
The prophet was a human. It's not a polite prophecy. You're doing good. I respect that. But you have to understand, there's a very real risk that you will be driven by the forces of prophecy to wickedness and evil and use this town to start the end of the world. I cannot share information with you without verifying it.
You are thinking, what if, without the knowledge of the prophecy, he just stumbles into it by accident?
What if, with the knowledge of the prophecy, he stumbles into it on purpose?
Trust me, I don't want Cauldron to be destroyed, nor the world.
I want to trust you. You just fit too closely. I'm sorry. And he kind of turns and heads up the stairs. What a dick, huh? But actually, he doesn't seem like that bad of a guy. He's just very concerned. Oh no! Quick, everyone say bad things about Antonio.
Antonio's a nice guy.
Oh, he's simply the best.
Gosh, if only he could hear our compliments and praise.
I just can't stand how amazing he is.
Yeah, he's just the best.
Whew. This session got really intense.
Yeah.
And not in the way I was expecting it to be. I was expecting it to be tense because you had 2 hit points between the two of you and were fighting a room full of
No, that was the easy part.
No, the murder was easy. No, and then you found a head and everything went tense.
Yes.
And then you did not find rods and things got even more tense.
And then we found Fario and it got even more tense. And probably when we go to rest, it's going to get even more tense when I have another dream.
I cannot recall whether or not the dream I intend to give you is a dream that you've already had. I've slightly forgotten where on the main dream line you are. Whoops.
I'm pretty sure that the last dream we had was the one with the red M.
There's multiple dream lines.
That was the one where I was drowning.
Yes, I remember that one. I do not recall whether or not the one I gave you before that is the one I want you to have in this part. If it is, then you get to have it again. Hooray!
Yay! Refresh your dream.
Yeah. Well, it's not as though your character hasn't had repeating dreams before.
Yeah. That's why I have a minus to my fucking will saves.
Yeah.
I'm really glad we haven't run into any madness or insanity effects
Yet.
yet.
It didn't snow. That's good.
Yeah.
I'm horribly nervous that it'll snow and I'll realize my snow phobia is back and all of my expensive counseling last winter will have been for nothing.
Antonio's back.
Yay!
Yay! We insulted
back?
him.
Yes, you're back.
Yeah, we insulted you while you were gone.
Yep.
Okay. I accidentally kicked the cord and it popped out. But yeah, my headphones get weird when that happens, so...
That's understandable. So, Vario has left. Do you have anything else you wish to do before heading to bed? Having a proper night's rest.
In quotation marks for Trevor, proper night's rest.
I guess I'll put that pile of treasure aside in its own pile.
Yeah, so it's just, you don't even bother taking it to the treasury, you just kind of dump it in a room to handle later.
I mean, like, it'll be in the treasury, but like in its own little area.
Like, do you take it all the way to the treasury?
How big is Darkstar's away again? Or like, Tomb of the Forgotten Exiles, I mean?
You can always go there and take a look.
Oh yeah, that's right. It's being blocked by crates. Or like the easy way to get there is being blocked by crates.
The proper treasury is like all the way over here.
Oh. All the way over there?
Yeah. This is where you said you wanted to have the proper treasury.
I'll just dump it into my room, my study for now.
Okay. Dump a bunch of stuff in your magic study. Good enough.
A bunch of silverware and paintings.
Just silverware, paintings, stuff to sell. So
okay, that's how you...
Turvu's going to sleep? As you lift your head slowly from the soft floor, you look down to see the white, cloud-like ground change into a gray, sickly-looking skin. Hairs begin to grow upwards out of the skin, and you find the ground spongy and clammy to touch. You raise to your feet and survey the landscape. Thousands of bodies litter the ground about you. Hideous demons lie entangled with beautiful angels. But as you watch, the skin-like ground begins to open up beneath the demons' corpses, and their vile bodies are sucked down before the ground once again closes. Around the angels, large, translucent blisters begin to form and encapsulate the celestials within sickly boils. These cysts form cords which snake down to join with the skin and begin to slowly suck the angel's essence down. You take to the sky on white wings and see the colossal form of Occipitus lying dead in the distance. Flying closer, you see the skin fall away from the demonic general, leaving only his great skull and ribs thrusting up from the ground. In your head, you hear the voice, not for the first time. We should claim this land and make it ours to command. No, you hear yourself scream in response. My place is in heaven with my love, not in this vile place of evil. For a moment, there is silence, and then, in a voice dripping with bitter disappointment, the voice responds. If you are too weak to claim the power this land could give you, then reclaim your pitiful soul that was taken from you. It lies waiting in Occipitus' skull, and then leave this land forever. Suddenly there is hope. Could this be true? Could you dare to hope such a thing was possible? Or is it another way for your inner demon to drive you insane? Either way, you had to know. Flying through the dark sky, you come to rest upon the lip of Occipitus's great empty eye. Inside, you can see pure white light spilling across the chamber, and stepping forward, a small ball of light and dark hovering in the center of the hollow skull. You hesitantly step forward and ever so tentatively reach out to grasp the light. Pain, incredible pain, washes over you as you are suddenly immersed in an agonizing column of black fire. Your eyes explode and you scream louder and attempt to rip yourself from the flame. And from the sockets burst forth one and then another prism of flame, circling the room before darting through Occipitus's empty eyes and towards the dark sky. Finally, you fall from the flame with smoke billowing from your missing eyes. As you lie there weeping from the pain, from the torture, from all you have lost, despair overwhelms you once again, and you feel yourself slipping out of consciousness and further into madness. And from the recesses of your mind, you hear the demon whisper, "Hail the ruler of Occipitus." And then you wake up.
Is Turbo the byproduct of like that happening and like forgetting all this stuff?
Who knows? But I do know one thing. I gotta leave soon.
Yes.
How do you spell Occipitus?
Occiptus.
Again, please. OCC.
That.
Occipitus. Okay.
Occipitus.
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 Meh. Occipitus.
It's Occipitus.
Chip, 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 chip.
Well, shall we end it for today since we know Antonio needs to leave early and we've hit this wonderful little break?
Yeah. I was thinking this is the perfect time to break. Oh boy.
The camera zoomed in upon this angel's smoking eyes as Turvu's eyes open alongside them, and the voice echoes, "Hail the ruler of Occipitus." That's the last shot of this camera.
And cut to black. And then a credit scene with some smooth jazz song with credits in the background.
Or like Buffy 90s rock. Wow, wow, wow.
With like gloomy scenes of like Tervu and Tonatiuum being sad in the rain, like in every anime, like ending.
Yes. Because it's raining this entire season, they can do that.
Yeah, literally just can do that.
Dango,
or in one case,
Dango. And now I want to cry because I started singing that ending song.
and I'm thinking about this one ending where like it's like Turfu and Tonatiuum. It's just like cute little chibis as they die in horrible ways. I really do want one ending that does that.
So, best and worst part of session?
Best part fight.
That part fight. I did not expect things to go that well, considering how badly they went last time.
Yeah. Even if your tentacle hadn't gone so well, I would have thrown one of the necklace of fireballs at it.
Oh, yeah.
A 20-foot 66.
Yeah. I just love the black tentacle spell. It is very, very good for crowd control.
You've heard it here, folk. Antonio loves the black tentacles.
Yep, he loves that hentai.
Is it weird that I'm more upset that there is emphasis on the black?
This means you've lived on the internet a little while.
Oh dear.
Oh, wonderful people actually watching the stream, because there's actually apparently people watching. Feel free to draw Rule 34 and send it to me.
Oh no.
Fan art is appreciated.
Good.
What was your least favorite parts of the session?
The fact that I apparently wrote down this note, it probably wasn't very good, but I wrote down the notes to find the two elves, and then it they were just there when we got there.
Yeah. Any other night your note would have been perfect, but tonight, reasons. Yeah.
Just gotta go to the drunken Morkov, find the drunk dwarf Tayo Emberhelm, and then tell him the code. It's the password, basically.
That drunk elf is Merithiel.
Merithiel.
That's why you didn't find him. He was busy talking to her.
Oh. Yeah, oh yeah, and also the fact that I keep mixing up names.
There's a lot of names, that's true.
Like, even for a second I doubted Lord Verlantri was the person I was thinking about, but yeah, until I looked over my notes, and yes, it was Lord Verlantri I was thinking about.
And then this doesn't do us any favors, because you're going there to rescue Sassum, and then you find Shen Shen.
Sassum. This is the Mebros and Meadow mix-up all over again.
There's a lot of names that are connected together in this. And it makes it worse that even our names are connected together, both being starting with T. So much so, Kit confuses our names sometimes.
Yeah, there's a lot of names.
I'm already used to that since the Rise of Rune Lords.
Yeah, Meadow Mebris. God, Meadow Mebris. There's a lot of names, and every name you hear has a character.
Oh no!
So you know how all those alley bashers had names?
Mm-hmm.
All the hillfolk had names too. I didn't make up those names. Those names were provided to me.
I wonder what would have happened if I casted Discern of Kin next to any of them. Would I have learned something relevant? Probably not. But I have a feeling that I would learn something.
You might have known some of the hillfolk if they were.
As far as they're concerned. Or as far as their knowledge, technically.
Yeah. Probably
Not a person
Turvu.
What? Probably Turvu is our next of kin.
For a lot of the alley bashers.
Over the alley bashers, yeah.
Yeah.
Probably Turvu. Yeah, he took care of us.
Boomed me.
I should prep my next time spoiler image, shouldn't I?
Yes.
How
Okay, I have a
far are you
question.
gonna get next time?
Who's Menuda?
Sorry?
What is I was looking at the locations. Number 22, Menuda's board.
Oh, Menuda is a halfling who runs a room and board.
You see, the burning fucking giant red M has me concerned for every name that starts with the letter M.
Well, I think I found our next time image.
Oh yeah, there's also the fact that one of my choices from last session bit me in the ass and I couldn't remember it because it's been so long.
Which decision was that
One
one?
of the choices left.
The
Oh, yeah,
taxes.
you're going down the stairs first.
Oh yeah, the taxes.
And you're going down the stairs first.
Yeah. Well, the taxes didn't bite you too much. It was just one extra copper piece. Because you happened to return on market day.
I happened to return to work.
Yeah. I just thought you would like to see that Tonatium's ideas were listened to and took seriously.
Had a player who keeps forgetting stuff like this.
I like to imagine that Tonatium was drunk when he proposed things. As he's walking up, he's going, "This is familiar. Oh no."
I don't think all the Tonatium's things should be taken seriously anymore.
Fortunately, both of you are citizens. Neither of you are aliens, so you don't have to pay the alien tax. Also, did I put all of this in non-RPG general seriously?
Jeez.
Let me put this where this belongs.
That was so loud pitched my headphones vibrated. That's not a good feeling when they vibrate.
That's what
Is
she
that
said?
a dragon?
Alright, I really should start getting ready though.
Peace, love, etc.
Yeah.
Farewell.
See ya on Saturday.
Yeah.
Maybe sooner.
The dragon concerns me.
I don't know if you'd call that a dragon.
The dragon-like thing.
Next time,
maybe.
I think you'll get to that. You're at one of those explory sections where it's really hard to see how far you'll get.
What was we have two sources of information being worked on?
Yeah.
With Fallen and the acolytes.
I'm excited. This is when the story starts happening. It's very cool.
I really want to finally figure out the connection to Turfu to the story that you were incredibly excited about since day one.
I regret to inform you, it's quite a ways away.
I think it.
You'll love it.
It turns out, Turfu's not a tiefling. He's an Azuma.
You will love it when it happens, and you will not see it coming.
I don't know, I might see it coming.
I sincerely doubt you will see it coming. It's really cool.
It depends on how much information we get before.
Yeah, well, we'll see. Based on the information I plan on giving you, if you figure it out, it'll be very, very impressive. I don't think I'd be able to figure it out. But yeah, the plot has found you. Actually, the plot has been with you since day one, but it's starting to pick up, and you can feel the tension, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can feel that this is plot tension.
Plot.
I think I'm going to end the stream. Farewell, those of you who came to watch, including a couple of you who have apparently just shown up in the last 4 or 5 minutes. Sorry, we're done.
Well,
Peace, love, farewell.